Hello, my name is Doug Bumba. I'm a physiologist with a major in physiology and functional anatomy. I graduated from the University of Queensland in 1981 and then promptly elected to the American College of Sports Medicine on the personal recommendation of Dr. Brian F. Quigley. Throughout my career, I've worked both in research and clinically in areas such as cardiac rehabilitation, autism, arthritis, ADHD, depression, diabetes, weight management, and so on. In addition, I've helped develop exercise and rehabilitation equipment for the training and rehabilitation of both elite athletes as well as the general population. The Health Liberty System was really developed out of a personal health crisis. Here you can see me at the age of 35. I was living a pretty wild, adventurous life. To amuse myself on a Sunday, I would do a bit of a Tony Abbott and ride 170 kilometres or 120 miles over 3 mountain passes over 10 to 11,000 feet in Colorado. I was doing extreme skiing, which by the way was great for your body when you messed up the landing, and my face was exposed to high elevation sunlight and sub-zero temperatures and high winds, which you can see by my face did a lot of damage and weathering. But it was worth it, and I was one of the few who saw incredible beauties such as the sun rising from a 14,000 foot mountain after a night ascent under a full moon. In addition, I did about 500 days of whitewater rafting on rivers such as the Grand Canyon, Eagle, Colorado, and Arkansas. At the age of 38, I was still doing pretty darn well, and in fact I could go down to Centennial Park in Sydney and pace the Australian road team in the sprints. I could win the first 5 or 6, but to be fair, they'd already ridden to Wollongong and back, while I'd just ridden 2 blocks to the park. By age 42, it was a very different story. I'd become very fat, was riddled with arthritis and in considerable chronic pain. Doctors told me there was nothing that could be done and to accept my fate. All they could do was offer me painkillers. The side effects were worse than the pain itself, so I self-medicated with wine so I could sleep at night, and hence the fat gut. Anyhow, I wasn't willing to accept my fate. I started doing research to work out how to cure my arthritis. What is sad, it only took me about 2 weeks, and it wasn't groundbreaking new research. It was studies from the early 60s, where they were able to help 70% of the study participants avoid joint replacement in just a few weeks. Why isn't this miracle arthritis cure used? Well, because it's too darn cheap, and it fixes the problem in just a few weeks. The medical model is based on profit, and the best way to make profit is to keep you in a state of poor lingering health, preferably for life, so you become a profit center for life. If you are well, no profit. Your doctor is actually a drug salesperson, and the drugs may or not be as effective as you have been misled to believe. At any rate, after I had cured myself of the incurable arthritis, the condition I was told I'd have to suffer with for the rest of my life, I started exercising again, and over the year trained up to a 36-inch waist, losing 18 inches off the stomach, and celebrated my 43rd birthday by riding 170k at near racing speed, finishing with 10 sprints. And now that I'd found my newfound youth again, I went to Banff, where I skied like I used to ski, jumping off cliffs in deep powder, and in fact ended up with an entourage of young 20-year-old boys. The local hot doggers followed me around the mountain so I could teach them the zen of powder skiing. Not bad considering a year earlier I had incurable arthritis and was going to be a cripple for the rest of my life. I'd like to make an important point. This is not all about what I was able to do athletically, but for all you people out there suffering from medical conditions such as diabetes, arthritis, etc., think twice about it. Is your doctor really doing the right thing by you? Certainly, in the medical system, in the case of arthritis, they're hiding some very useful, effective, low-cost solutions. Over the last 10 years, I've continually researched and spent a lot of time developing new and improved ways to do what I do. And here you can see what I've been able to achieve for myself. From the age of 35 to 50, I've got much younger, and at 52, looking younger than I was at 50. In fact, I celebrated my 52nd birthday by riding 140k to Byron Bay and back, and then paddling in the ocean for 4 hours the next day. 2 points I'd like to make. My program gives you incredible energy, doing all these incredible things, while the average male can barely go to work and get home and open a can of beer and go to sleep on the couch. The second point I'd like to make is if you look closely at my skin, you can see that I've just spent a considerable amount of time over the last 2 days in very intense sunlight of the subtropics for many hours. My skin is of very high quality and no sunburn. What I've been able to do is achieve a dramatically higher sun tolerance through nutrition and supplements. At age 42, I used to get skin cancers on my nose and shins almost weekly. Once I developed my arthritis cure, a side effect of it was my skin cancer stopped. Many women on the Gold Coast have sun damage on the décolletage. Many of my clients have had a massive reversal of that sun damage and have had skin cancers just go away within a few weeks. Just a short note in medical misrepresentation. When you go to a doctor, you are very likely being misled to believe what he is doing is best for you rather than what is more profitable for the pharmaceutical industry. If I had listened to the doctors, I would have led a life of misery racked with chronic pain. Instead, I've been a very healthy father, lean and fit, and able to adventure with my children, hiking, surfing, going to Abracadazzle, and climbing through the tubes and mazes rather than just sitting on the sideline. This medical misinformation would have totally affected how my relationship was with my children and how they turned out. And right now millions of people are suffering needlessly because of this medical quest for profit. And here is something else that drove me in this direction. The fact that my son was diagnosed as special, in inverted commas, and having ADHD. They put him on medication Ritalin, and over the year lost 25% of his body weight, which is quite a lot when you should have been growing and weigh only 30 kilo. In addition, he became socially withdrawn. Anyhow, when I wanted to take him off his medications, the doctor said, no, you can't do that. And anyhow, I did a bit of research and found out that ADHD medications are not effective at all over a 3-year period. Children taking ADHD medication have a 7 times higher rate of dropping dead. And their brains, just like ecstasy takers, have little lesions all through them from their brains having repeated microstrokes. In addition, their brains are significantly smaller as a result of the ADHD medication over a 3-year period. Again, it didn't take me much time to do a little bit of research and become an expert on the topic, which shows a bit the criminality of the system, where they're putting kids on amphetamines. Anyhow, what I was able to achieve by a very simple program of exercises, supplements and nutritional changes made it so within 1 year my young boy had a 143 IQ instead of being special. For those of you who don't know what IQ measures are, average IQ is about 100. Special, that probably estimate that he was around 80-90 IQ. At a 143 IQ, that puts my son in the top 1-2% of the population in terms of brain power. So again, if I had listened to the doctors and followed their advice, my son's life would have been severely affected. He would have been going through life doped up on amphetamines. At 3 years, many children develop amphetamine psychosis, which is wrongly diagnosed as bipolar disorder, and then they're put on even harsher drugs like Lexapro, etc., and their life becomes one profit centre of psychiatric drug after another. Well, in summary, yes, the Health Liberty System does help people look years younger, become more vital, more toned, help cellulite disappear, help skin quality improve dramatically, and so on. But it's really not just about aesthetics. It was originally designed and developed to help with personal health issues on a very serious level, and that of my sons. So if you'd like to have a more energetic, healthy, vital life, please feel free to contact us, whether it be for weight loss, helping with diabetes control, sexual dysfunction such as low libido and impotence, depression, chronic back pain, ADHD, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, cancer prevention strategies, coronary risk reduction, of course helping you reverse the aging process, arthritis or post-traumatic stress disorder. Please feel free to contact us.